Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name's Kyle Mao. I'm the founder and CEO here at HireUA, and today we've got Tim, who is one of our clients at Thought Leadr, and he's hired a project manager, Olena, who's worked out really well, and he's here to talk about that a little bit. So, Tim, welcome on. First and foremost, can you tell everybody a little bit just about your business and what you do?
Yeah, thanks, Kyle, for the introduction. So we run a personal branding agency on LinkedIn and Twitter, mainly on LinkedIn. So it's a fully done for you
Okay.
LinkedIn content service. We hop on a 1 hour call every month, create all the content for you, schedule all the content, do the engagement. We get a graphic designer as well for the person. So yeah, just a fully done for you LinkedIn service.
Okay, good stuff. And you were looking for what exactly?
So we're looking for someone to manage the content pipelines for all the clients. So we produce like 50 pieces of content, give or take, a week. And that gets pretty tedious to manage because you have to assign that to the writer, and then you have to first you have to get the idea, and then you have to validate the idea to the client, and then you have to assign that idea to the writer, and then the writer has to write it, and then you have to check that with the client to make sure they're happy with it, and then go over the revisions, send that back to the writer. Like there's a bunch of moving pieces, and that becomes super tedious to manage. So I was managing all of that before we brought on Helen or Olena. And yeah, we were managing about 12 different clients at the time, and that just became a massive time sink. And yeah, we wanted to find someone to do that for us.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, I mean, right now I'm actually building out the video production team in-house at HireUA, and just between, going from idea to script to then shooting, we have presenters, we have 3 different ones, then the editor, and then what comes after that? Edits, thumbnails, descriptions. It's like, holy cow. And I did a few of them, and I'm like, okay, this has to be taken off my hands. It's just way too much. So I can't even imagine doing that at scale with clients with that many pieces of content. I mean, I'm talking about 5 YouTube videos a month, and you're talking about 10x that output. I can't even imagine as a business owner how bogged down you would be. So, what are some of the highlights that
Yeah.
or I should say, like, what has she contributed to the team since coming on board? How has that gone?
Yeah, so she slotted in perfectly. We didn't really know what we wanted. So I think we asked you guys for a project manager, but it turns out it was actually more of an account management role. I think she initially was a project manager. I just told her how I managed the processes. We didn't really have many SOPs processes in place. And I was like, so we really needed someone to be able to slot in and not be given crystal clear instructions. And I said, okay, this is how we do it. You kind of coordinate with the creative director, the respective writers, to make sure the content goes out. This is the pipeline. I don't really want to be looking at the tracker. So your goal is to, and then we gradually created SOPs and stuff. And then she instantly understood it within the first week. She was doing everything. And not only that, but she was also she was suggesting, like she suggested a bunch of improvements to our workflow, like better ways of tracking the stuff, better ways of staying on top of it. She suggested weekly updates to the clients, which has been tremendously valuable for them, because before we would just kind of post the content without telling them what was coming up every week. So there's a bunch of improvements and suggestions to the current workflow. She slotted in perfectly, and it's just freed up a bunch of my time. So yeah, nothing but good words to say about
Awesome. Do you have any estimate on maybe how many hours a week you've been able to free up by bringing her on?
I can't.
Finger in the air,
Probably
just
like
estimate.
like 15, 20
I mean,
probably.
were you doing this basically full time before? Okay.
So I was.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I was doing all the communication as well. So she does that as well for the clients. All the communication that doesn't require much, that isn't really strategic, just the stuff you have to tell the clients. And whenever they ask a question on Slack, we like 24/7 Slack access, you have to respond to them and stuff. And most of the time, it didn't actually require my input. So she's been doing that as well. So I'd say probably 15, 20 hours. And also just like, it's not even the time as well. It's more like the mental capacity it freed up. Because having to monitor that content tracker across 12 different accounts was just, a lot of mental
Just way too much.
bandwidth. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about that for a second, because it's getting into be tax season in the US, and I can't believe how many people have just DM me on Slack like, can you fill out this form? I'm like, why don't you send an email to the account that you get your bills on, like, and it'll go to the person who's actually going to send you this. And I just can't believe sometimes how the word Slack is just so appropriate, because all you do is just get distracted by all this stuff. And I'm getting to the point, I'm like, I want to just uninstall this. Like, and I'll just check in with my assistant on a phone call or email like once a day, and that's enough. But I'm like, yeah, this whole like in Slack with clients, sometimes it gets out of control really fast. So I feel what you mean on that. What was the process like in terms
Yeah.
of working with my team on Slack, coincidentally, at HireUA? How did that go?
Yeah, so it was super easy. We told you what we needed. We briefly made a job description with ChatGPT, I think. Again, we didn't really have this all figured out. We didn't know what we wanted. I'm pretty sure you guys prompted us on exactly what we needed. You asked further probing questions on things we could write about the job description. So that was really helpful. And then we just sent it off to you. And then it was really quick. I don't remember exactly how long it was, maybe 2-3 days. We had 5 applicants. You sent us 5 CVs. They all looked really, really good. And then shortly after, we hopped on. Yeah, we had 5 interviews back to back. I think within a week of paying you guys. And then a lot of the candidates were really good. We chose Helen, and that's been the rest is history.
Awesome. Yeah, that's so good to hear, man. Thank you so much for coming on and taking time to speak about your hire. Where can people find your company? And obviously, you talked about the offer a little bit already, but where can people find you and your partner Fernando as far as your company website and social media?
Yeah, so company website, Thought Leadr, without the E at the end, so .xyz. And then I'm Tim Carden on Tim Carden, Carden on LinkedIn and Twitter. And then you can find my business partner. It's a longer name. Fernando Zheng.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Zheng.
I'll
But
drop the
anyways,
links down there.
Yeah, you drop the links.
Okay.
But yeah,
Perfect.
if you need some fully done for you
we'll drop the
LinkedIn
links. So
content,
if
we're
anyone's
the
looking
guys.
for a perfect. Cool. Thank you again so much for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. If you are looking to make a hire like Tim and Fernando have, go to hire-ua.com. Book a call with our team. We'll be glad to help you out. Thanks again, man. See you soon.
Cheers, Kyle. Appreciate it.